Hey guys, Comic Boom here to review Hawkman number 6. Wow. As if Brian Hitch's art can't get any more spectacular. And I gotta give full credit to writer Brian Venditti, because I'm telling you, he's given Brian Hitch a lot of beautiful things to draw, a lot of amazing scenes to draw. And Alex Sinclair on the colors. Wow, this comic book just continues to impress me. I don't know, I'm gonna sound like a broken record. We're 6 issues in, and you know, I gotta say again, this week in DC, there seems to be there's a lot of decompression of plot lines, but I gotta, when you have a decompressed plot, everything's okay if you have at least the illusion of substance in the storytelling, and some really, really good art that you could just sort of stare at and go, wow. I mean, Brian Hitch, this art's just incredible. This entire issue takes place in the microverse. If you recall last issue, the Hawkman met up with Ray Palmer, who's the Atom, and of course they're really good friends. They end up on the planet Mosgar, which is inside Mosga, which is inside the microverse, which is the subatomic foundation of all creation. Now it turns out that that Hawkman in one of his previous incarnations was actually in the microverse, and he even teased Ray Palmer that he might have been actually one of the first founders of the microverse, even before he may have founded technically in a past life before Ray Palmer even did, which is kind of interesting. But in any event, he's in the microverse there because he wants to find. He seems to recall vaguely that in a past life he planted somewhere in the microverse a piece of nth metal. And if you recall that Hawkman is going through these sort of different realities, these different planets, these different past lives, future lives, what have you, in order to sort of piece together his memory so that he can ultimately destroy and fight off the Deathbringers, who he has had sort of premonitions of coming, that there's going to be, that the Deathbringers are coming, and so he's got to prepare for this dark apocalypse that's basically coming. And basically this entire issue is just him and Ray Palmer just, fighting off all the craziness and the insanity that goes on in the microverse on the planet of Mosga. And just very well done. And as they're fighting along, and the dialogue is great. Robert Venditti does a great job in the dialogue. You can tell that these guys are friends, that they care about each other. They fight very well together. They coordinate themselves very well. Hawkman ultimately ends up finding the artifact disc that ultimately brought him to the microverse, and he finds that piece of nth metal. He also finds a ship, an old ship that he had built, which is quite cool. The ship actually has additional technology in it, which allows him to ride the escape the microverse on a Zeta beam, because he finds a ship that he had initially had in the microverse that has Zeta beam technology. So they literally rode a Zeta beam out of the microverse. That's how they escaped. And of course, Carter Hall discovers that he discovers another incarnation of himself called Avion, that he had in a past life, and he asks the Atom to join him in his search for more answers as to his past and as to how to fight off the Deathbringers. Of course, Ray needs to stay in the microverse and protect the microverse, and it's pretty good. And then, of course, at the end here, we finally get a tease, because we're 6 issues in here. We want to tease, where's this headed? Because 6 issues in, we've had this fantastic art, but generally slow plot progression. But it's kind of, it's been so cool that it's easy to forgive, because he's in these epic adventures, and Brian Hitch has done such a good job drawing it. And we still haven't seen Krypton, by the way. I'm sure I'm like most people. I want to see Carter Hall's incarnation on Krypton before Krypton exploded. Who was this Hawkman on Krypton? Who was he? I'm really curious to see that, and I think we're going to get that in future issues. So that's going to be pretty epic. And yeah, this is a fun comic book, man. It just puts a smile on my face, because I'm not always smiling when I do these reviews. But there's this guy, Qatar. Pardon me. I apologize. That's not it. There's somebody is Deathbringers. They're on their way, and it shows different planets: Herax, Ephorix, Graxis, 4, So many worlds, such distance traveled. Where is he? There's a someone looking for him. Where are you, the great betrayer? Perhaps, yes, Earth, it's been too long since the Deathbringers demanded tribute to that rock. So whoever this person is, this person seems to be the one leading the Deathbringers, and ultimately it seems like this person wants to, go to Earth and I guess kill Hawkman or have a reunion with him. And he calls him Qatar, Ktar, because Qatar Hall has had different spellings, different incarnations, and slightly different pronunciations, I'm assuming, throughout time. So this one calls him Qatar, Ktar, and who this guy is, we're not really sure. But the next issue promises to be an origin issue. Origin of Hawkman, or a new origin for Qatar Hall, not really sure. I'm assuming so, but either way, I'm looking forward to it. And are we going to get any tease of who the Kryptonian Hawkman was? We'll have to wait and see. I'm not sure. I haven't been cheating and reading the future solicits, so that's nice every now and then. It reminds me when I was young, when you didn't know what was coming next, right? In any event, guys, tell me what you think of Hawkman number 6. I was quite impressed. Follow me on Twitter at Metropolis40. Hit the subscribe button. And until next time, Comic Boom, out.